Hello and thanks for joining us again for another Board of Education meeting recap. This time for the very final meeting of 2021, the December 13th board meeting. I'm J.D. Harden, Executive Director of Public Relations and Media Relations and your host for this board meeting recap. We're so glad you could join us. And we're going to start this first clip by sharing with you the words of welcome from our superintendent to members of our audience, as well as those who are tuning into the board meeting via live stream or those who may be watching the meeting afterwards. But Superintendent Davis did welcome everyone to the meeting and shared some reflection as we come to the end of the 2021 year.
I want to start by saying happy holiday season and Merry Christmas to you, to your family, and to our greater community. And really, as this month of December began, I had the distinct pleasure of hearing the State of Georgia's Teacher of the Year speak. And honestly, her remarks were so powerful and have really resonated with me that I just kind of made up my mind in the moment of hearing her speak that it just set the right tone for this welcome in our December study and business meeting of the Board of Education. She said, and really said it in a voice that only a teacher can carry, I believe in public education. I believe in public education. A simple yet profoundly attractive statement that I found myself falling more and more in love with every time I heard her repeat it. And let me tell you, I do believe in public education. And I really am reflecting this holiday season that now is that time that we can turn toward each other and recognize the role that our schools have played in our entire community in this season of strain. First and foremost, we know that our schools have carried communities in this incredible season. Our schools have represented the primary source of food for families experiencing food insecurity, the primary connector to housing and mortgage and rent and utility support, a key support for physical health and medical care, and a key provider of counseling services when young people or their families walk through times of trial. But it's only possible to carry communities in seasons like this when you have the most extraordinary, the most caring and dedicated school employees, teachers, and school leaders. I believe in Henry County Schools, our teachers, support professionals, and leaders have been relentless to their commitment to relationships. They've been relentless to their outreach and care for kids, and they have been relentless at teaching their hearts out despite all of the odds that have been presented in these past months. And I believe in public education because teachers have worked incessantly. They have built, they have taught, they have prepared, they have retaught, they have intervened, they have counseled, they have accelerated, they've adjusted, and they've celebrated. And in the month of December, they do it all in reindeer antlers. They never leave enthusiasm, excitement, and energy by the wayside. And our support professionals in Henry County Schools, well, they have served in so many roles that make it possible for teachers to teach and for students to learn. They're the familiar and friendly face of service to our families. They help a young person when they are walking through strain in their personal day. They counsel, advise, nurture, coach. They drive, they feed. They coach on athletic fields. They direct in performance arenas. And they are the wheels that make the schoolhouse feel like every child belongs. And our leaders, our principals, my goodness, our principals and our administrative teams, well, they have reinvented everything 7 million times. They have built bridges, they have adjusted and readjusted, and they have kept the focus on kids learning and being loved in a Henry County school. And leaders have built new networks never even dreamed before on behalf of kids and created spaces for families to feel welcomed. So in Henry County Schools, I believe in public education. I believe the best possible place to get an education is in a Henry County classroom. But it is all about a team to us. A team who together fervently believes in this thing we get to do to serve our community called public education. And I do believe it's our moment to invite all of our community members and families and kids and employees to join us in this belief we call public education. And the team spirit, well, it starts at the top. So I actually had the opportunity to be present when this team, our Board of Education that sits on my side, was recognized as only one of 11 districts out of 180 as a Governance Team of the Year finalist. This is a massive recognition. Only 6% of the districts in the state of Georgia are awarded such honors. And it's really only because of a few key attributes that distinguishes a Governance Team of the Year finalist from all of the other governance teams in the state of Georgia. It's based on the Board of Education having a strong and uncompromising mission, vision, aligned strategic plan, comprehensive and ambitious policies for kids, and clear outcomes and results for performance. And it was shared at the celebration hosted by the Georgia School Boards Association that the boards of education in the room were truly unique, standing out as the best among the best of governance team in public education and representing models for young people, models of problem solvers, community builders, and models of what can be accomplished when adults come together on behalf of kids. So I think I should pause in this welcome because we have great guests here today who should probably join me in congratulating this Board of Education right here as a Georgia State Governance Team of the Year finalist for the second year in a row. Go ahead and celebrate them. So, of course, it was a massive recognition, but it wasn't the only recognition. This board was also recognized with exemplary status for the second year running. It's the highest marks a Board of Education can achieve, and it's actually a direct reflection of results for kids. After posing one of the greatest gains on the CCRPI with the 11-point growth pre-pandemic and representing the fastest improving district in the Metro Atlanta region, Henry County Schools actually has maintained high performance on national comparison metrics throughout the COVID pandemic. MAP performance today shows that more than double the number of schools are in the high achieving category in math and reading on a national comparison as compared to 4 years ago. The Board of Education was also presenting with the Leading Edge Award, and it was for the development of Henry Connects. And honestly, as I watched and observed our board be recognized for this, I thought, and you probably agree with me, this is actually a recognition that goes to our teachers. It's our teachers who dreamt of a one-stop shop, a place where all of the instructional materials and teaching tools could be housed, a place that didn't require a million different logins and a million different locations to access things. But in order to accomplish that teacher-driven vision, our Board of Education established standards that they didn't realize would require groundbreaking technical work from our technology and instructional teams. And that is what happens behind the scenes of Henry Connects. The actual reality that every tool and software solution could be integrated and seamlessly navigated in and out of other vendor-provided solutions is unheard of in the field of public education and has been identified as groundbreakingly developed here in Henry County. And it is why Henry Connects, while at its surface is the right thing for teachers, behind the scenes continues to position Henry County Schools, along with Policy IFB, our board's digital literacy policy, as accumulating national recognition and positioning Henry to be the nation's leader in device acquisition, one-to-one device distribution, and effectiveness of digital tools in the hands of teachers and kids. So I know you're ready for me to wrap up my welcome, but it is the month of December, and I am feeling reflective. So I have to just make sure I acknowledge that our chair and vice chair, our leaders of this governance team, were invited to provide a presentation to their peers across the state. They were extraordinary. I wish you could have seen the line of board members from across the state waiting to talk to them to learn more about their unified governance model, and that we've also had the opportunity to foster stronger and deeper relationships with the Henry County Legislative Delegation, as well as the community advisory members that I've been able to meet with this past week. I do want to mention that at the Henry County Legislative Delegation, it was just a profound moment of realizing what allies of leaders across this community can do on behalf of kids. And we opened the conversation talking about our belief in public education, only to be followed by each of our members of the delegation declaring their belief and commitment to public education. It is a powerful and momentous time, and I actually do think we have a quick little video to capture that legislative delegation conversation that J.D. Harden facilitated. Can I toss it to you? So thank you to Mr. Mattox for hosting us at McDonough High School, to J.D. Harden for facilitating that great collaboration amongst our delegation, and to our members of the board who could be present. I want to say welcome to our board meeting, Merry Christmas, and please join me in believing in public education. And it starts right here at home in Henry County Schools.
While this is just a monthly recap of the Board of Education meetings, you can find the full-length version by visiting our website or clicking on the links in the description section below.